Welcome to Daniel Ludofia Animations, the home of inspiring, soul-touching stories that reflect real life, godly values, and powerful lessons. We want to say a big thank you to all our amazing viewers around the world. Your love, your support, your shares and comments, they all mean so much to us. You're the reason this channel is growing stronger every day. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with someone. Your support helps us reach more lives with stories that matter. As you watch today's episode, we pray that God will bless you abundantly, guide your steps, and protect you from every secret enemy. May you always rise above envy and betrayal.
Grace, you've been sitting here shaking your legs like someone who swallowed pepper. What did happen? Since you returned from market, your face has been like thundercloud. Talk to me, what's the matter this time? What else, Sophia? It's the Daniel again. That boy has come to scatter the peace of this house. Imagine, he came this morning like one prince returning from abroad and took my husband straight to the hospital. No greeting, no discussion, nothing. Before I could even ask where he went, I heard from the neighbor that they've driven off. Sophia, that boy has crossed his boundary. He has gone too far this time. Imagine, he came this morning like a bold rooster, took my husband to the hospital without even telling me. Like I'm a housemaid in my own home. And now, my husband says he wants to stay there until he fully recovers. God forbid. Johnson said that with his own mouth. That he's staying there. So he now has a second wife in the hospital, Abby. Grace, this is serious. If you don't take your stand now, they'll soon start calling you ex-wife. Me? I should allow myself to be pushed aside like rag. God forbid bad thing. I told myself clearly, I will not go to that hospital. Let him stay there. When hunger starts knocking on his ribs, he will remember the food he always refused to appreciate. After all, we've been managing. We've been surviving. Now suddenly, because his precious son returned, he's acting like the house was a prison. Good. Very good. That's exactly how you should handle it. If you run there now, they will see you as weak. Let him miss your absence. Let him realize that there is no comfort like home. He'll be eating hospital food and thinking it's paradise now. Just give it time. And as for the bills, he better not come back asking me for any money. Because the little money remaining in this house is for food, gas, and essential things. I've been the one holding this house together for years while he kept spending anyhow. Now there is nothing. No savings. No plans. And you expect me to sell groundnut in the market just to pay hospital fees? Not me, oh. Let Daniel continue, let's see how long his chest will carry that burden. Exactly. You are not his nurse. You're his wife, not his banker. All this sudden generosity Daniel is displaying, it won't last. That's how they do. They show up, act like the Messiah, then disappear again and leave you to carry the load. If you start jumping up and down now to impress them, they will use you and dump you like wrapper. Let him foot all the bills since he has suddenly become man of the house. Sophia, I thank God for you. You understand me. Some people would have told me to rush to the hospital, carry food there, show fake concern. For what? So that they will say, Grace finally bowed to Daniel? Never. I have been the one nursing Johnson since his bones started to fail him. Where was Daniel all these years? Abroad? On the moon? Let me tell you something, Grace. This is a test. That boy wants to provoke you into reacting like a mad woman so they can paint you as wicked. But you must be smart. Stay in your lane. Maintain your silence. Let them think you're calm, meanwhile you're watching everything. And remember, the more you ignore them, the more they'll fear you. I'm not stupid, Sophia. Let the world hear it, I won't be moved. Johnson made his choice. Let him enjoy it. But when he gets tired of cold soup and stiff bed sheets, he will return. And by then, I'll be here, waiting, but not to beg him. I'll be waiting to ask him a simple question: is this how you reward a loyal wife? That's the spirit, my dear. Be calm, be fierce, and let them learn the hard way. You're the woman of that house, not a visitor. Hello. Who's calling, please?
Hello. Grace, you need to come to the hospital. Something's happened. And it's serious. Please, come quickly.
Grace thought she had everything under control. But now, reality has come knocking, louder than ever. She is about to face a life situation she never prepared for. The question is, will she survive it? Or will it break her? Don't miss what's coming next.
Mr. Daniel, I'm afraid your father's condition has taken a critical turn. His vitals are unstable, and his body is not responding well to the current treatment. We need to move fast and make some decisions.
What kind of decisions, doctor? What exactly is happening? He seemed to be improving a few days ago. What changed?
We suspect there are underlying complications, possibly reactions from some medications he's taken in the past, or untreated conditions that weren't properly documented. Unfortunately, the information we need. We believe your stepmother, Grace, has it. She was the one administering care before you brought him in.
Grace? Kay, but what exactly do you need from her?
A complete list of the medications he was using, especially traditional supplements, or over-the-counter drugs. We also need to confirm whether he has any known allergies or prior diagnosis from before he registered with our facility. She would know these things, we've called her, but she's refused to cooperate. She said, and I quote, "Your people should handle it yourselves."
She said that? Even now? Knowing that his life is hanging by a thread?
I'm afraid so. I know this is a delicate family situation, but right now, every minute matters. Without the full picture, we're treating him blindly, and we may miss something critical.
I can't believe this. We're trying to save him, and she's withholding what could make the difference. Look, doctor, please do everything you can. I'll try and reach her again myself, but no matter what, don't stop the treatment. He's all I have.
We're not giving up on him, Mr. Daniel. But we need that information soon. I'll keep him stable as best I can for now, but if something changes, I'll call you immediately.
Thank you, doctor. Please. Save my father.
So you've come to my house now? What is it this time, Daniel? Another command from the hospital? Or did the doctors run out of money too?
Grace, this isn't the time for your usual drama. I came because I just spoke with the doctor. My father's condition is now critical. He's not responding to treatment, and they believe something in his medical history or the medications he was taking at home could be affecting him now. They need the details, and only you have that information. I've come to ask, beg if I have to, that you give the doctor what he needs to save him.
Oh. Now you want my help? After you stormed into this house like you were some savior, packed him away to the hospital like I was nobody? Daniel, let me ask you something. What gave you the right to act like I don't matter in my own husband's life?
What gave me the right? His life gave me the right. The fact that he was wasting away here, in a house where he was treated like a burden instead of a husband, gave me the right. And now, you have the information that could save him, but you're standing there guarding it like it's a weapon. Grace, what do you gain if he dies?
How dare you talk to me like that? I've been the one cleaning up after him, watching him struggle to breathe, cook for him, pray for him at night while you lived your life in the city like a prince. Now you suddenly reappear, throw money at everything, and expect me to kneel and thank you? No, Daniel. I won't. I have suffered in silence in this marriage for years. And nobody ever asked how I felt.
Grace, this is not about you. It's not about me either. This is about a man dying slowly because two people who claim to care for him are too proud to do what's right. You said you cooked for him, cleaned for him, then don't let all that effort go to waste. Help us save him. The doctors are trying, but without the truth, they're blind. This is your moment to show that you truly care. Not with words, not with pride, but with action.
I've done enough. If he wanted me to help, he would have told you to come with respect. Not like a boss over a maid. He's your father, Daniel. You fix it.
Then may God judge between you and me, Grace. If anything happens to him because of this, remember, it could have been avoided. If only your pride wasn't more important than his life.
Linda. Have you heard the latest about our Madame Grace? The Queen herself? The one who used to lift her nose in the air like we were beneath her sandals. Ah. I heard. Oh. So finally, the rich husband she used to use and pepper everybody is now lying helpless in a hospital bed, and the person running up and down for him is his son, not her. I said it. I said that her day of harvest will come. You can't sow pride and expect to reap peace. You were saying the truth. I still remember how she used to say, I don't talk to women who didn't marry well. Do you remember that market day? She said we were only good for street gossip while she was enjoying her husband's mansion and AC. But look at her now, confused and useless. She can't even provide the doctor with common medical information. Imagine. All those her expensive wrappers and sunglasses won't save her now. I hear she even refused to go to the hospital again. As if the sickness will fear her and run back because she wore gold jewelry. Pride goeth before it is graceful fall, Sophia. This one no be ordinary follow, no total collapse. Exactly. And Daniel, the same boy she never wanted around, is now the one carrying her husband's matter on his head like Gala. Paying bills, asking questions, talking to doctors like a responsible man. Meanwhile Grace is there sulking like a child whose toy was taken. She doesn't know that life is turning the table right in front of her eyes. Let me tell you, Sophia. That woman is finished. All her mouth, all her showing off, gone. What's left now? Nothing. By the time her husband recovers, if he does, he will never see her the same way again. And if the worst happens, she will be just like us. Widowed, broke, and bitter. Except that we will laugh last, because we never pretended. She thought money was permanent. She thought marrying a rich man meant she was better than all of us. But she forgot that no matter how high you fly, one sickness can bring you down in a flash. And if your pride chases away the only people who truly care, then you will face life alone. And trust me, Grace is not ready for that kind of reality. Well, it's not our fault. Life is just teaching her small lesson. Ebbie no be so. Exactly. Let her taste the medicine. Let her know that pride is a heavy burden when there's no one left to carry it with you.
Madam Grace? Good afternoon. I wasn't informed you were coming. Are you all right? You look a bit tired. Were you referred to us?
Doctor, good afternoon. I just had to come. My strength is almost gone. I've been under so much pressure lately. The news about my husband, his condition, everything has just collapsed on me at once. I feel like my heart is not strong again. That's why I told the nurse to get me a wheelchair before I faint.
I see. Well, I'm sorry you're going through all that. But have you experienced any physical symptoms? Shortness of breath, dizziness, chest pain, anything at all that's medically urgent?
No, not exactly, doctor. But emotionally, I'm drained. My body feels heavy, my thoughts are scattered. I don't sleep well. My husband's illness, it's like it's draining me along with him. And no one seems to understand what I'm going through.
I understand that emotional strain can affect the body, and we'll certainly check your vitals to be sure. But Grace, let me speak honestly. Right now, our primary focus is your husband. His condition is serious and getting more complicated. We've tried reaching you for some vital medical history to guide his treatment, but we were told you didn't respond.
Yes, doctor. I just needed time. Everything happened so fast, I didn't know what to say. I was trying to process it all. I didn't expect to see him in such a state, and I was not ready to be blamed for anything.
This isn't about blame, madam. It's about saving a life. Your husband needs every piece of information you can provide. Medications he used at home, previous diagnosis, lifestyle habits. Without that, we're guessing, and guessing can cost lives.
I see. I understand. Maybe I'll try and remember something. I'll check his things when I get back home.
All right. But time is not something we have in abundance. And for what it's worth, Grace, we've seen how much your stepson, Daniel, has been doing. He's truly stepped up. Whatever your personal feelings are, please don't let silence speak louder than your responsibility.
I never thought I'd come to this moment, doctor. I always believed I had control. But now, it's like everything is shifting.
That's how life is. It humbles all of us, eventually. I'll send a nurse to check on you in a few minutes. Let me check on others. I will be right back.
I am still waiting, doctor.
Grace. What's going on here? What exactly are you doing in a wheelchair? You were fine 2 days ago when I came to your house and begged you for help. Don't tell me now you're the one who's sick.
Daniel. I just couldn't hold myself anymore. The stress, the trauma of your father's condition, and all this sudden pressure, it overwhelmed me. I couldn't sleep last night. My head was spinning. My chest was tight. I felt like I would collapse. So I came here, hoping someone would look after me too.
Look after you? Grace, you ignored every single call from the hospital. You refused to give the doctor information that could have helped your husband. You said, and I quote, your people should handle it yourselves. Now you suddenly arrive, in a wheelchair, playing the victim?
You don't understand, Daniel. It's not as simple as you make it sound. I was scared, confused, Everything was happening so fast. I didn't know what to do. And your presence, your energy, it made me feel small in my own marriage. I felt displaced.
Grace, this is not about feeling displaced. This is about saving a man's life. Your husband. The man who trusted you to care for him. Right now he's upstairs, unconscious, fighting for his life. And you, his wife, chose silence over service. But now that people are watching, and the drama is growing, suddenly you're the one who needs sympathy.
So what do you want me to do, Daniel? Be a slave in a hospital corridor? Sit beside a man who barely spoke to me for months? Do you think it's easy for me to admit that I may have failed somewhere?
Admitting failure takes strength, Grace. Pretending weakness takes cowardice. You're here now, fine. If this is your way of coping, then sit. Rest. Be treated. But let me be clear, no one is falling for your performance anymore. The doctors need facts, not tears. And my father needs action, not excuses.
Mrs. Grace, I was informed you came in. Is everything all right? You didn't report any prior health issue. Is this a new condition? I don't know, doctor. I just feel so overwhelmed. Perhaps it's just stress. I need a few tests, maybe something is wrong. It's been a heavy season for me emotionally. All right. We'll run a few checks. But just so you're aware, Mr. Johnson's care is our priority now. If at any point you're ready to provide the medical history we discussed, please inform the nurse immediately. I will think about it.
Don't take too long to think. Time is not on his side.
Grace? Is that you? You finally came? I wasn't sure you'd show up. I kept staring at the door, wondering if the woman I married would walk through it again, not just in body, but with the heart I once knew.
Don't talk like that, Johnson. I came, didn't I? I may not have rushed down here the moment you collapsed, but don't forget, I've been under pressure too. Everything came crashing down without warning. You didn't even tell me how sick you were. You just bottled it all up.
And why do you think I bottled it up, Grace? Do you think I didn't want to speak? Do you think I wasn't dying in silence, every time I looked at you and saw no concern, no compassion? I wasn't just battling illness, Grace. I was battling loneliness, in my own house, beside my own wife.
Oh, here we go again. So it's all my fault now? I'm the villain, right? Because I didn't play the perfect nurse while you turned the house into a shrine for your grown-up son. Daniel this, Daniel that. Did you ever stop to notice how I felt in that house? Like an outsider in my own marriage?
Because you made yourself one. You never tried to understand him. You never gave him a chance. From the moment he stepped back into our lives, you saw him as a threat instead of a son. Grace, I know I've made mistakes. I stayed silent too long. I let pride and fear eat away at my strength. But if today is the price I must pay for that, then so be it. At least Daniel has proven that blood still matters. That forgiveness is not dead.
And what about me, Johnson? Am I not blood too? Am I not your wife? Don't act like I didn't sacrifice anything. I built that house. I bore the gossip, the pressure. I stayed even when the money was no longer flowing like before. And now you're praising the one who came in at the last moment and acted like a hero.
It's not about timing, Grace. It's about the heart. You see, when I looked into Daniel's eyes, I saw a man I wronged, but who still showed up for me when I needed someone the most. No drama. No performance. Just pure concern. But when I look at you, All I see is a woman fighting for control, not connection. You're always trying to win something. But in love, no one wins. We just give.
I didn't come here to be insulted, Johnson. I came here to check on you. But maybe I was right to stay back. Because clearly, I'm not the one you want by your side anymore.
Grace. Maybe if you stop trying to prove you're always right, and just be real for once, we could still rebuild something. But if all you came here for was to be pitied or praised, then you're already too late.
I wasn't sure if you would, honestly. I thought maybe you'd keep holding on to whatever anger you've been nursing all these years. But I stood here, and I heard you. Every word.
So you were eavesdropping now? That's what you do? Spy on private conversations between a man and his wife?
No, Grace. I wasn't spying. I was standing right here, waiting to check on my father, again, like I've been doing every single day. But what I heard in that room, it wasn't a private moment. It was a performance. A show of self-pity, of blame shifting. You didn't go in there to care, you went in there to remind him how much you've sacrificed. As if love is a transaction.
Watch your mouth, Daniel. I'm still the woman of that house. Your father chose me. I stood by him when things weren't easy. When the business was struggling, when debts were rising. Where were you then, huh? Living your city life, pretending you were too busy to visit.
You want to talk about loyalty? You want to talk about presence? That man in there, he is my father. And I came back not because things were convenient, but because I heard his voice on the phone. Tired, breaking. I knew something was wrong. I didn't come for inheritance, or recognition. I came because I remembered what it means to be a son.
You think you're some kind of savior now? Just because you paid some hospital bills and showed up at the right time? Let me tell you something, Daniel. Money isn't everything. I've been feeding that man, cooking his meals, cleaning up after him when he couldn't move. You just arrived. Don't act like you've carried this burden longer than me.
Feeding someone is not the same as caring for them. Cooking meals is not the same as showing love. A home without kindness is worse than an empty one. He was dying in silence, Grace. He was disappearing slowly, and you were too busy protecting your pride to notice. Or worse. You noticed and didn't care.
You don't understand. You never did. You left us, you left me, to deal with everything. I was always competing with your shadow. No matter what I did, he still saw you. He still loved you more.
I never asked him to choose, Grace. I never wanted to be in competition with his wife. I just wanted to be part of his life. But you made it clear that my presence was an inconvenience. And now that he needs all of us the most, you're still stuck in the past, fighting ghosts, when the man who needs you is slipping away. If you still care, go back in there and try again. Not with your mouth, but with your heart. Because you might not get another chance.
Mr. Daniel, thank you again for stepping in at the time you did. I must tell you, your father's condition was on a dangerous slope when he arrived here. The truth is, had he stayed home even a week longer without proper care, we might have been dealing with an emergency far worse than what we're handling now. That said, we've begun a full battery of diagnostic tests, cardiovascular scans, kidney function, liver panels, blood sugar regulation. The symptoms pointed to chronic hypertension, but there are also signs of long-term internal stress that were never addressed. He's been managing pain in silence for a long time.
That sounds like him, doctor. My father's the kind of man who carries the world on his shoulders and tells nobody when it gets heavy. He's always been that way. But I never thought it had gotten this far. I thought the stubbornness was just age. I didn't realize it was slowly killing him.
You're not to blame, Daniel. Many parents hide their weakness from their children. It's a generational pattern. They believe vulnerability makes them less respectable. But we're here now, and we're doing everything we can. We've stabilized his vitals, and his response to medication has been positive in the last 24 hours. But this is still a long road. He'll need consistent observation, further treatment, and most importantly, a peaceful environment. Any emotional or psychological stress could undo all this progress.
Doctor, I want to do whatever it takes to keep him alive and comfortable. I've already told the accounts team to approve any expenses required. I'll also be contacting one of my medical partners in the city, just in case we need to bring in any specialist. But I'll be honest with you, my biggest concern is what happens when I'm not here. I need to go back to the office for a few days and put some critical things in place. I want to make arrangements for long-term care, but I worry about who he'll be left with.
That's a valid concern, Daniel. From what I've observed, your father trusts you deeply. Your presence has made a clear difference in his morale. He's eating better, responding better to treatment. If you must leave, we'll ensure he's in the safest hands possible here. These are daily care instructions we'll be following. I've assigned Nurse Clara to monitor him round the clock. She's one of our most experienced caregivers. And I'll personally oversee any changes in medication or test results. If anything critical happens, you'll be the first to know.
Thank you, doctor. That gives me some peace of mind. He leans back, voice quieter. I never really got to sit and talk with my father about real things. Life, regrets, forgiveness. There was always a wall of silence between us, like we were both too proud to reach across. But now, I see how fragile time is. How quickly the body can fail when the heart carries too much.
Then this is your second chance, Daniel. And believe me, he knows that too. You may not hear him say it out loud, but the way he lights up when you walk into the room, it speaks volumes. So go. Handle what you must. But when you return, make the time to have that talk. It may be the most healing thing for both of you.
I will, doctor. I promise. Thank you for not just treating his body, but respecting his spirit. I'll be back soon.
We'll keep him safe until then. Travel well, Mr. Daniel.
Janet, what are you doing here? You didn't even call before coming. Are you just walking into people's homes like the postman now?
I'm sorry for not calling, sis. I've been hearing things. I thought it would be better to see you face to face. I heard that your husband is seriously ill, that Daniel took him to the hospital and he's been there since. I just couldn't rest until I came to check on you.
So the whole world is now talking about my home. Janet, must you believe every little thing people say in this town? He's in the hospital, yes. He'll be fine. Daniel rushed in like a prince on a white horse, paid some bills, and suddenly he's the hero of the land. So what?
Grace, I didn't come to gossip or praise Daniel. I came because I care. Sister, that man, your husband, he's not just someone lying in a hospital bed. He's the man you vowed to stand by. He worked hard for this family, sacrificed a lot. If he's sick now, he needs your compassion, your presence. Not silence and pride.
Janet, Don't test me today. Are you now the one who will teach me how to run my marriage? Do I come to your home to tell you how to cook for your husband or raise your kids? Don't sit there and act like you're wiser than me. You know nothing about what I've endured with that man. Nothing. You think it's easy to be compared to a grown son every day. Do you think I married him to become a stepmother to a fully grown man?
Grace. I'm not judging you. I've never judged you. I only said he needs love right now. And even if Daniel is here, that doesn't mean you're less important. This is your home too. You're his wife. But bitterness will only make things worse, for you and for him. And this anger I'm hearing now. This isn't the sister I grew up with. This isn't the Grace I admired. You sound like someone who's forgotten how to feel.
Janet, you better leave now before I say something you won't like. If you came here to preach, you failed. I don't need lectures. Not from you. Not from anyone. I'm still the one wearing the ring in this house. I know what I'm doing. And no one will force me to dance to anyone's tune. Not Daniel's. Not Johnson's. Not even yours.
Wow. Grace. I only came to show you love. But I see your heart is too clouded to see it. She picks up her bag, tears forming in her eyes. One day, when the noise settles, and the house is silent, and you're finally alone. Maybe then you'll realize what you pushed away. And maybe, just maybe, it will be too late to fix.
So now it's everyone's job to caution me, right? Johnson looks at me with those tired eyes, always making me feel like I'm the villain, as if I owe him more than I've already given. Daniel barges in like he owns the world, just because he can afford hospital bills, acting like a savior. And now, even Janet, my own younger sister, coming here with her holier-than-thou attitude, trying to preach to me about love and marriage. As if she knows the life I've lived. As if she knows the burdens I carry quietly. But Sophia understands me. She never judges. She listens. She sees things the way I see them. She knows what it means to be married and feel invisible. She doesn't tell me to be soft or patient. She reminds me I'm strong. That I should never let anyone walk over me. Not a husband, not a stepson, not even family. Maybe the world can't stand a woman who speaks her mind, who refuses to be pushed around. But I won't change for them. No, not now, not ever.
Hello. Barrister Asaquo. Good evening. I hope I'm not calling at an inconvenient hour. This is Johnson, Mr. Johnson Okoro.
Ah, Mr. Johnson. Good evening, sir. No, not at all. It's always a pleasure to hear from you. But I must admit, your voice doesn't sound like your usual self. Are you all right?
That's part of why I'm calling. I'm not well, Linda. My health is deteriorating faster than I expected. The doctors are doing what they can, but I've come to accept that life does not always grant us the privilege of time. That's why I'm reaching out to you tonight, not as a friend, but as my lawyer.
I understand, sir. Please go on. I'm listening closely.
The will we discussed, the documents I signed in your office just a few months ago, I want you to uphold it. Tenaciously. No matter what pressure comes your way, no matter the tears or accusations, I want you to treat that document as the voice of a man who saw what others did not see. And chose what was right, not what was popular.
I give you my word, sir. Your instructions were clear that day. I remember how carefully you worded everything, how you kept revising every clause to reflect your true intentions. You may rest assured, Mr. Johnson, that your will shall be honored to the letter. No one will manipulate its contents while I'm still breathing.
Thank you, Linda. You've always been dependable. I know there are things I never disclosed to my wife, and my son, Daniel, may not yet understand the weight of what he carries. but time will tell. I am not disclosing the details of the will for now, not even to you over the phone. But when the time comes, I want you to make sure every sentence in that document is read out loud, with firmness and fairness.
Understood, sir. You have my absolute commitment. I only pray it doesn't come to that too soon. There is still hope for healing, Mr. Johnson. Miracles still happen.
Yes. They do. But wisdom prepares even when hope whispers. If anything happens to me before we speak again, remember, my legacy is in your hands. Guard it like you would guard your own name.
I will, sir. I promise you. Your voice. Your wishes. Your legacy, they will not be erased. You have my word.
Daniel, you just got back from the village barely a day ago. You've barely slept, barely eaten, and I know you haven't really let your mind rest. Bro, I get it. I know how much your father means to you. But don't you think you should breathe first before heading back?
George, I thought I could come back and just manage things from here, monitor from a distance, let the nurses do their job. But something won't let me rest. I can still see his face, the way he looked when I left. We said goodbye like everything was okay. But it wasn't. There was a heaviness in his eyes, George. Like he wanted to say something. But didn't.
Daniel, you've done more than any son I know. You handled his bills, hired private nurses, even reorganized your office just to have more time. Don't wear yourself out. Your father wouldn't want that.
But what if I'm needed there right now? What if something changes while I'm here sipping coffee and convincing myself that I've done enough? George, I can't explain it. It's not just guilt, it's a weight in my chest. A voice telling me to go. My father is not just sick. I feel like something deeper is happening.
You think he's hiding something?
Yes. And I don't know what. But the last time I looked into his eyes, it felt like a goodbye. Not just a see you later. I don't want the next phone call I get to be one I regret for the rest of my life. I have to see him again. Even if it's just to sit beside him in silence.
Bro. I respect that. I really do. You've always had that heart, strong but soft in all the right places. Just promise me you'll take care of yourself too. And if you ever need someone to take over anything here while you're away, I'll stand in for you. No questions asked.
Thanks, George. That means more than I can say. I'll go tomorrow morning. Maybe this time I'll get the full truth from him.
Mr. Johnson, your vitals are showing more strain today. The treatment is helping, but the body's response is still fragile. I believe it's time we call your wife, or your son, just to keep them informed and maybe have them come around again. Some presents might be good.
Doctor, I appreciate your concern. I know you mean well. But please, don't call them, not yet.
Sir, forgive me, but why? Your son has been very supportive. And your wife hasn't been here in days. It's important they understand where things stand now.
The thing about people, Doctor, is when you are truly loved, you don't need to be begged for attention. I've lived long enough to know that those who care, really care, will find their way back, even if the world tries to stop them. Let them come if their hearts are stirred. Let them show up, not because you called, but because they felt I needed them. That will be all the proof I need. While I'm still here.
Understood, Mr. Johnson. You're a man of great strength. And quiet wisdom. I'll be nearby if you need anything.
Thank you, Doctor. for everything.
Daniel, thank God you are here. Please stay with your father for a while, let attend to other patients.
Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate your care. Good evening, Dad. I brought you something, your favorite pepper soup. I told the kitchen to keep the spice light. Thought it might help you feel better. Everything okay?
Daniel, it's always good to see you. You've been here every day since I was brought in. Even when I said you should focus on your office and let the nurses handle me. But you still come, like clockwork. That means more to me than you know.
You don't have to thank me, Dad. This is the least I can do. You raised me with strength, with discipline, with purpose. If you're weak now, it's my duty to hold you up, even if just with my presence.
You speak like a man, Daniel. Like the kind of man I prayed you would become. And yet, there are still things I wish I had said earlier. Today I made a call to my lawyer. I didn't tell her everything, and I'm not telling you everything now either. Not because I don't trust you, but because some truths are only meant to be revealed in the right time, under the right light.
Dad, is something wrong? I mean, more than just the illness? You're speaking like a man preparing for something final.
That's because I am, son. I don't know how much longer I have, but I know the feeling of a body that is beginning to let go. I've seen it in others. I feel it now. What I want you to know is this: I have done what I must to secure what is right. For the house. For the name. And for you. But there will be resistance. There will be voices, loud, angry voices, that will try to twist the truth when I'm no longer here to speak it.
Are you referring to Grace?
Among others. You will know what I mean soon enough. What matters now is that you remain steady, Daniel. You have your own life, your calling, your vision. Do not let bitterness poison you when the storm starts. Because it will.
You sound prepared, Dad. Prepared for what I'm not ready to accept.
We're never ready, son. But time doesn't wait for our readiness. I'm not asking you to be perfect. Just be strong. And remember that no matter what happens, I never doubted your heart, not for a second.
I promise you, Dad, whatever it is, whatever you've put in motion, I'll face it. And I won't let anyone dishonor what you stood for.
Ah. Uncle Samuel. Wow. This is a surprise. Please come in, sir, come in. You didn't even call to say you were coming. What a pleasant visit.
Ah, my dear Grace. Do I need to announce myself before visiting my own brother's wife? You are family, my daughter. It is only right that I check on you once in a while, especially now that Johnson has not been feeling too strong.
You're welcome, Uncle. Sit down, please. It's good to see you. Would you like something to drink? Juice? Malt?
Just water will do. I didn't come to stress you, I came to appreciate you. Grace. Honestly, from my heart, I want to thank you for standing by my brother all these years. Since the day his first wife left this world, you've been here. You've carried the weight. You managed the house, the meals, even Daniel. Even if that one gave small trouble. You are a good woman, Grace. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, Uncle. You're making me shy. Nobody really sees all the things I do. Sometimes it's like I'm invisible in this house. But hearing this from you... Ha! I feel like I can breathe again. Thank you, sir.
No, my daughter, people like you should not be ignored. You've been like a second mother to that boy. You've cooked, cleaned, managed your husband's moods, and even tolerated this sickness period. It is not easy. And let me tell you something, if anything happens, if anything ever happens to Johnson, you have the backing of this family. We will not forget your loyalty. We are not blind.
Thank you, Uncle. God bless you. Sometimes I feel like I'm just carrying everyone on my head and nobody sees it. At least now I know that if anything changes, I will not be treated like a stranger. I have a place in this family, Abby.
Absolutely, your place is secure, Grace. I know my brother can be quiet and stubborn, but we've seen the difference since you came in. You've done well, and I will make sure the rest of the family knows it.
Thank you, Uncle. Truly, you've brought me peace today. I was even feeling down this week, but this visit has lifted me. If only more people could see what you see.
They will, my daughter. Truth has a way of shining through, even when people try to hide it.
Daniel. What happened? I got a call from the hospital but nobody told me anything clear. What's going on here? Why are you sitting out here like this, crying?
You finally came. You showed up when everything is already over. When the only thing left to say is goodbye.
Over? What do you mean by over? What are you saying, Daniel? Where is your father? Is he all right?
No, Grace. He's not all right. He's gone. My father is dead. He took his final breath just moments ago, alone. No wife by his side. No warm hand to hold. Just the nurse and his broken son, who had to watch the light fade from his eyes.
Wait. What do you mean he's gone? He was still fighting, the last I heard. I didn't know it had gotten this bad. Why didn't anyone tell me it was this serious?
Because no one should have to beg a wife to come see her sick husband, Grace. You had every opportunity. The doctor tried calling you. I called you. Even the hospital staff did. But you kept saying later. You were too busy, too proud, too cold to care. And now it's too late.
Daniel, don't talk to me like that. I didn't know he was going to die. I thought he just needed rest. You can't just blame me for...
Can't blame you? Grace, he died with your name on his lips, not with love, but with silence. He kept hoping you would walk through that door, hold his hand, say something kind. But you didn't. You left a man to fade alone in a hospital bed, like he was some stranger on the street.
Didn't mean for this to happen, Daniel. I didn't know. If I had known it was this close, I would have come. You can't say I didn't care at all.
Caring isn't about words, Grace. It's not about claims or appearances. It's about presence. Action. Love. And where were you when love mattered most?
I didn't know I would regret this much.
You never do. Until it's too late.
This is the last will and testament of Mr. Johnson Okoro, dated and sealed on the 22nd of March 2025, in full soundness of mind and body. I, Johnson Ekinwosu, make this declaration willingly, without coercion or influence, knowing that the time to rest from my labor draws near. To my dear wife, Mrs. Grace Okoro, I leave the sum of $50,000 only, as a token of appreciation for the years we spent together. This amount is to be paid in full within 30 days of my burial. No property, business asset, land, or estate shall be transferred to her name. My reason is known to me and my conscience bears witness.
What? Just 50,000? That's all. There must be a mistake. Is that what my husband left me? Me that took care of him?
Let me continue, madam. To my younger brother, Samuel Okoro, I leave nothing. Not a single asset, property, or inheritance. My brother's recent behaviors and interests, especially regarding my wife and home, have proven to be self-serving and disloyal. I say this with a heavy heart but with full clarity.
What kind of rubbish is this? Johnson couldn't have said that. I'm his only brother. This is a lie. A forged will.
The will has been verified and notarized. Any challenge can be taken to court, but I assure you, you'll lose. Let me finish. To my one and only son, Daniel Okoro, I leave the entirety of my estate, including all 4 houses, 3 plots of land in Kent City, 2 registered businesses, the full balance of my corporate and personal accounts, and all vehicles and stock shares in my name. Daniel has shown responsibility, honor, and love, even when it was not convenient. He stood by me in my final days, paid my hospital bills without seeking recognition, and proved himself to be a son worth trusting with legacy. Everything I have built belongs to him now.
No. This cannot be. How can he give everything to that boy? What about me? What about everything I've done in this house? I was his wife. This is unfair.
This is nonsense. Daniel must have manipulated him before he died. It's a conspiracy. A setup.
You both are free to speak with your lawyers. But the will is valid, legal, and enforceable. Mr. Johnson made it crystal clear, his son is the heir. The estate will begin transfer immediately. Any interference will be treated as obstruction and reported accordingly.
Thank you, Dad. I'll honor your name. I promise.
Mr. Daniel, I'll meet you tomorrow at the office for the full transfer and execution of the will. Congratulations, and may your father's legacy live on through you.
Grace, how could you let this happen? How? We talked about this for years. From the moment I suggested you marry Johnson after his first wife died, the plan was simple: earn his trust, control the house, and slowly turn everything in your name. What went wrong? No, Grace. You acted like a wife, but you weren't wise like one. You showed your power too quickly. You let your pride rise too high. You made him suspect things, especially when Daniel came back and you started panicking. You could have played the loving stepmother card better, at least for his eyes.
You don't understand the pressure I was under. Do you know what it felt like watching that boy return and immediately take over his father's heart again? And Johnson. He started pulling away from me. He stopped telling me things. It was like I became invisible.
Exactly. That was the time to act, not withdraw. You should have pushed for him to write the will when he first got sick. You should have insisted, tears or no tears, that the house and business papers be transferred for safety. But you did nothing. Now look. That barrister humiliated us today.
This wasn't how it was supposed to go. Everyone knew me as Johnson's wife, the woman who married a rich man.
Sophia, Juliet, Mom and Kishi. They all used to envy me. Now they'll laugh. They'll whisper. They'll call me a fool who lived in wealth but died empty-handed. I'll become a joke.
Well, you made yourself the joke when you let your mouth run wild. You should have been silent, gentle, strategic. But no, you wanted to show everyone you were queen of the house. You mocked that first wife's memory. You even shouted down your own sister when she warned you. You exposed the plan too soon.
Do you think Sophia will join them in mocking me? She used to praise me. She said I was smart, classy, powerful. She said I was a role model.
Sophia was never your friend. She was your shadow. She only praised you when she thought you had everything. Now, she'll be the first to post your downfall behind her teeth.
No. No, Samuel. This cannot be my end. This cannot be how I'm remembered.
Then you better come up with a plan, Grace. Because right now, Daniel owns everything. And if we don't act fast, we'll be watching him rule over everything we plan to take.
As Grace and Samuel are left in shock and disgrace, let this be a sobering lesson to every family. Deception may thrive for a while, but truth always finds its way to the surface. Love, honor, and sincere care for one another should be the foundation of every home, not manipulation, greed, or plots against those closest to us. To every wife, husband, sibling, or stepchild watching this, let your intentions be pure. If you're part of a family, act like it. Don't let pride, greed, or bad advice make you lose the only thing that truly matters, integrity. Remember, when wealth fades and secrets are exposed, only true character remains standing. Thank you for watching.